Many of Kim Kardashian's harshest critics argue that her cultural influence extends far beyond entertainment and celebrity gossip, claiming that she became one of the central figures in reshaping how an entire generation of young women viewed beauty, fame, relationships, success, and self-worth. In their view, her rise marked a turning point in popular culture, beginning with the widespread attention surrounding the leak of a private sex tape that became one of the most discussed celebrity scandals of the 2000s. Critics contend that instead of ending a public career before it began, the controversy was followed by unprecedented fame and eventually the launch of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, a reality television empire that turned the everyday lives, arguments, romances, rivalries, and business ventures of the Kardashian-Jenner family into a global spectacle. To those critics, this represented a fundamental shift in celebrity culture. Fame itself became the product, and visibility became more valuable than accomplishment. As social media platforms exploded in popularity, Kardashian emerged as one of their most powerful symbols, presenting a carefully curated image of luxury, beauty, wealth, designer fashion, exotic vacations, extravagant homes, and seemingly flawless physical appearance. Critics argue that millions of young women were exposed daily to images that promoted increasingly unattainable standards, encouraging constant comparison and reinforcing the idea that appearance was the most important source of value and validation. They point to years of public fascination with her changing appearance, persistent speculation regarding cosmetic procedures, and the enormous influence she had on beauty trends associated with dramatic curves and body proportions that many women attempted to emulate through dieting, exercise, shapewear, cosmetic treatments, filters, photo editing, and, in some cases, surgery. Critics further argue that this influence coincided with growing concerns about body image issues, low self-esteem, anxiety related to appearance, and the normalization of cosmetic enhancement among younger audiences. They often cite incidents involving heavily edited photographs, accusations of unrealistic beauty marketing, and controversies surrounding image manipulation as examples of a broader culture that blurred the distinction between reality and carefully manufactured perfection. Beyond beauty standards, critics argue that Kardashian helped normalize the idea that every aspect of life should be transformed into content, monetized, and shared publicly. From personal milestones and family interactions to relationships and emotional struggles. Her highly publicized romantic history, including marriages to Kris Humphries and Kanye West, as well as other widely covered relationships, became recurring subjects of global media attention, leading critics to argue that intimate relationships increasingly came to be viewed as entertainment products rather than private human experiences. They claim that this contributed to a culture in which public validation, social media engagement, and audience reaction became intertwined with personal life. Some detractors also criticize the broader Kardashian family dynamic as portrayed through reality television, arguing that recurring storylines involving conflicts, rivalries, luxury consumption, and relentless self-promotion helped normalize materialism, status-seeking, and the pursuit of fame as primary life goals. Questions about parenting have occasionally surfaced in public debates as well, with critics arguing that raising children under intense media scrutiny and within highly commercialized family brands may create unusual pressures. Although it is important to acknowledge that outsiders have limited insight into the realities of celebrity family life. Critics additionally point to various controversies over the years, including disputes involving beauty standards, cultural appropriation accusations, product promotions, social media influence, and public feuds, as evidence of the broader consequences of celebrity culture operating without clear boundaries. Yet, even among those who strongly criticize Kardashian's influence, many acknowledge that she did not create these societal trends by herself. Rather, they argue that she became the most visible and successful embodiment of larger forces already emerging in modern culture: the rise of influencer marketing, the obsession with personal branding, the monetization of private life, the pursuit of online validation, the increasing use of cosmetic enhancement, and the transformation of everyday existence into a performance for public consumption. Supporters counter that Kardashian is an exceptionally effective entrepreneur who built businesses, leveraged media opportunities, challenged traditional pathways to fame, and exercised agency within industries historically dominated by others. Nevertheless, her critics maintain that her enormous reach amplified values they believe have had damaging consequences, particularly for young women who spent formative years immersed in a digital environment saturated with curated perfection, unattainable beauty ideals, conspicuous wealth, and constant pressure to be seen, admired, and validated. For those critics, Kim Kardashian is not simply a celebrity, but a symbol of an era in which attention became currency, image became identity, and self-worth increasingly appeared tied to public approval, leaving a cultural legacy that continues to provoke intense debate about its impact on modern society.